Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we had the Wheel of Fortune, which has nothing to do with wheels or fortune, kind of, I suppose, in a cosmic sort of way. But yes, we had the next stand user, whose stand was the Wheel of Fortune, which was just a car, and then he attacked our gang. Also, we met up with Anne again, and yeah. And they beat him, and that was that. Yeah. Then, at the end, Enyaba decided that she was going to deal with the Joestar group herself, with her stand, the Justice. So, yeah. That was pretty much that. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. This is also where I say that if you want to watch my reaction to this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, what you gotta do is head down in the description or to the pinned comment, click on the link there. That will take you over to the reaction. You can watch it just like any normal reaction, and when you're done with that, you can pop right back over here to this video for the discussion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go. Alrighty, that was episode 14, Justice, part 1. Justice! I want to say like a superhero, like the Crimson Chin, or All Might. Oh, man. That was very interesting. Man, very interesting stand, I gotta say. Very interesting indeed. I like because, yeah, obviously, yes, again, this is a very different sort of stand, and, it's not humanoid or anything, and honestly, yeah, I do sort of feel like any rules that we had about stands are gone. But that's okay, I actually really like this one. This one is very, very creative, definitely, Wheel of Fortune may be the most uncreative one, if only because we already had Boat Stand, so, and Boat Stand was just weird, but at least, that was the first one that was weird. Wheel of Fortune was kind of boring. This is a really interesting stand. I like how, I like it. It's very creative. And also, honestly, it does still sort of form into, a creature and then start to kill people, Now, Whole Horse can't be dead, right? They didn't, bring him back just to kill him in this episode, right? I don't know. He might be dead. Look, the last time I tried denying that someone was dead, they were just dead, Abdal died in the last two-parters, so maybe this is Whole Horse's time. Okay, so we can go ahead and hop into the notes. I don't think this is actually going to be a terribly long discussion because it's a part 1, but yeah. The first thing I wrote down is no more Anne. This also sort of happened to Smokey, where, Joseph went off to Mexico, and Smokey went back with Speedwagon and Granny Arena, and just sort of stayed there until he, Speedwagon, and Stroheim showed up at the end when Joseph was facing cars. So I can understand, putting Anne out of the story now. But I have to say, I have kind of grown fond of Anne. She's actually kind of fun. But yeah, it's fine leaving her. Of course, that's the thing, is that we're sending her back to her parents in Hong Kong. Whereas with Smokey, Smokey was basically just adopted by the Joestars. So, excuse me, for some reason my voice is going a little bit. I don't know why. This is the third video I've recorded today, but still, it seems a little odd. But anyway, yeah, so Anne is just going back home. I do kind of hope we see her again at some point, like we saw, like Smokey came back, So, yeah, I don't know, but I like her, so, anyway. Let's see. We had the town, which was interesting, and the dead guy. So, the dead guy, so, basically what it was is that he was firing at the Justice. It obviously didn't work, and then the Justice went in and killed him, basically. That's very interesting. I like the idea of these wounds, basically. So, now, the Justice doesn't create the wounds, from what I can understand. It doesn't create the wounds, and Yaba creates the wounds, but then, once the Justice touches the wounds, that's where the hole comes from. So that was interesting. So I suppose, I don't know, like maybe, unless, I don't know, it sounded like it was just whatever wounds the Justice touches. But it may be that the Justice can create wounds. It's just that she created the wound on Whole Horse, you know? So, I don't know. But interesting. But yeah. Another town where we can't just get a moment's rest. It really feels like they never get a moment's rest. Like, they have been constantly, like, awake and alert since they left Japan. But, you know, they said that was a while ago. At least back in Calcutta, they said, oh, it's been 15 days already. So it's probably been longer since then. But, yeah, I assume they just, you know, get rest off screen and we just don't see it, you know? Like, maybe they sleep in the car or something. I don't know. But, yeah, that was really interesting. Now, I'm curious if the rest of the town, like, you know, the woman with, like, the boils and stuff and, like, those, the people that took away the body, they seem to be pretty screwed up, too. I'm wondering if that's also just a side effect of the Justice. I would imagine it is. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Honestly, yeah, it is a very creative quirk. Like, okay, this one is a fog, and it's a fog that has basically taken possession of this entire town, you know? And she can also manifest that fog anywhere, which is pretty cool. So I really do like, I really think this one is creative, basically. And especially way more creative than the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune was very, that happened, you know? Hotel, Trivago. I did actually write that down. I just started writing down hotel, and then I put a question mark because I wanted to put Trivago next to it. I don't know. Just wanted to do the meme. Screw it. Anyway, but yes, the hotel, which was interesting. We also had, you know, Enyaba also screwing up, saying, oh, come along, Master Joestar. And it's like, well, wait, they never said Joestar. And also, it's interesting that Jotaro says, like, oh, how do you know my name? And it's like, well, Jotaro, your name isn't Joestar. It's not Jotaro Joestar. It's Jotaro Kujo, you know? I don't know. But yeah, but they do say, it's like, oh, hey, you know, Polnareff said Mr. Joestar. But again, that would be referring to Joseph. He's the only one with the name Joestar anymore, you know? I guess he is sort of the last named Joestar. That's kind of crazy that we've already got the last guy. Because, yeah, Jotaro is a Kujo. But, I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, the Joestar lineage keeps going, but the name doesn't seem to go anywhere. So, unless, you know, well, that would have to, the only way that would work is if Joseph had a son, but obviously he didn't have a son, so he had Holly, who married into the Kujos, and then obviously Jotaro was a Kujo, so yeah. Anyway. But yeah, the hotel, that was interesting. Honestly, it's a nice hotel. Like, it is actually pretty nice. It's also interesting just because, you know, we've seen Enyaba for so long with Dio and stuff that we immediately know that she's evil, but it is interesting watching her sort of putting on the disguise of being just a normal person to fool them. I did really like that. But yeah, it did seem like a normal hotel. Like, that was kind of nice. It just makes me wonder, like, did she just take over that hotel? Like, did she build the hotel specifically here for this? I don't know, but I don't know. It was just interesting. It's just, finally, like, I guess the last nice hotel they were at was in Singapore. So, yeah. Anyway. And then, yeah, Whole Horse showed up. And that's the thing, is that I was thinking, okay, when she's talking, it's like, oh, you were friends with him, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, I was best friends with him. It's like, yeah, so she's going to turn this back on you and be like, well, why did you just let him die, you know? You failed to save him. So, that's the thing. Like, I figured what he should have said is like, well, yeah, he was my partner, you know, we were co-workers under Dio, but that was about it, you know? So, now, you know what I just realized? They haven't explained the dog. They haven't explained the dog, because there was the dog that was, like, mounted on a pike, basically, outside of town. But then there was another dog, and it seemed like they were implying that was the same dog, but I guess maybe not. I don't know. They didn't say anything about that. Maybe we'll get that next episode, but I don't know. I just love the idea that it's like, you know, what's the warning sign that something about Dio is here? Well, a dead dog. Dio does not like dogs, as we have come to know. So, yeah. But yeah, Whole Horse. It took Whole Horse way too long, by the way, to realize, oh, I need to use my friggin' gun. Like, come on, man. Ah. Sorry, I thought a hair got in my mouth. Jeez. I hate it when a hair gets in my mouth. Ugh, start dry heaving. Ugh. Anyway. But yeah, it took Whole Horse way too long to figure out to use his friggin' stand. Now, it's interesting, too, because he summons the Emperor on his right hand, and it's like, well, wait, that's the hand she controls. That's the hand that the Justice can control. So obviously she turns it back on him. It's like, well, wait, you idiot, just use the other hand. Or can he not? Can he only use the Emperor in his right hand? I don't know. That seemed really weird, but whatever. That seemed kind of weird that, like, it took him that long to summon the Emperor, and then, you know, she just takes control of it because she has control of that arm. I don't know. But Whole Horse can't be dead, right? I don't think he's dead. I don't know. I hope not. We'll have to see. I do really want to know what Dio thinks in all this, you know? What Dio thinks about everything that has gone on with Centerfold and Enyaba and stuff like that. I do kind of want to hear Dio... Well, because, you know, we've always joked, like, you know, when Enyaba is like, you shouldn't underestimate the Joestars, or no, it's... Who cares about the Joestars? You know, they are weak. We will defeat them without you doing anything. And obviously, you know, the joke is that Dio knows don't underestimate the Joestars, and he's always like, what did I tell you? Any excuse to do the Dio voice is amazing. I love doing the Dio voice so much. So I would actually be very curious as to, like, what Dio thinks. I mean, I just want more Dio, honestly. Like, we really haven't even had scenes with him in a while. You know, just one-off scenes. I don't know. I keep getting, like, a disconnect that we are fighting Dio again, you know? It's like, for such a major character of Part 1, he's really taken the back seat in Stardust Crusaders. So I want more. I want more Dio. But I'm sure we'll get plenty of him once we actually get to Egypt someday. So, yeah. But Whole Horse seems to be dead. I don't know. Question mark. He got shot in the face. So, the last person that got shot in their head died. So, I have to assume that that's what happened here. But I don't know. And then, the last thing I wrote down is the Justice. Just a very interesting, creative stand. I really like it. But that's pretty much it. That's all I got for this episode. Really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see where we are going in Part 2 of Justice. Hold on. Oh, God, excuse me. Sorry about that. So with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.